You want a Coke?
Yeah.
You gonna be able to pop it open, or you need me to?
The story of Jeff Pearson will forever remain legendary in the history of interrogations with the cops. September 13th, 2011. A robbery happened within the state of Georgia at a local 7-Eleven, and the cops were notified.
Sanford Police Department. Line's being recorded. Sean.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. It's Retrieview Circle. The best address I can give you is 111 Retrieview Circle. This guy looks like he's up to no...
Upon arrival at the crime scene, after a thorough search of the area, the police could not find the suspect, but later went on to arrest Jeff Pearson, who happens to be a known heroin addict. Why? Because they found him with a gun sleeping in a shack.
Am I under arrest?
For now.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, I'll explain everything, but before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay? I'll explain everything.
I'm under arrest for robbery?
You are, but let me read your rights real quick, okay? And then I'll explain it all to you. Is that okay? Let me do that real fast? All right.
Usually, the expected penalty for a crime of this nature ranges from 10 years in prison to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But watch what would happen. Jeff's outstanding display in the interrogation room saw him walk out freely from this possible sanction without spending even a minute of the possible sentence. This goes down in history as the only time a man single-handedly beats the cops at their own game, all that while experiencing horrific withdrawals.
Jeff, can you read with me? Just read in your head, okay? Before we ask you any questions, you must understand what your rights are. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to the lawyer for advice before we question you, and have him or her with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer and you want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time that you want until you talk to the lawyer. Does that make sense? You've probably heard these before, haven't you? Does that make sense? Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? You understand?
We're getting paid more than you are, so we can sit here for a long time, man.
I just need you to answer me yes or no. Do you understand your rights? Let's get through that question. Do you understand what I read you? Do you comprehend what I read you?
This is how to handle interrogation, like a boss. This part of the footage you are about to watch gives a detailed insight into the possible methods cops may try on you and how you can beat them to their own game.
Do you comprehend what I read you? Jeff, I'm just here to talk to you and figure out what happened and move you on out of here, at least some of it. So do you understand the rights I read to you?
If you got something that says you didn't do this robbery, this is your chance to talk to us.
Okay, good cop.
No, usually I'm the prick.
You look like the prick.
I am.
Jeff, do you understand your rights? Yes or no? I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just want to know, do you understand what I read to you?
So am I under arrest?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Get me back to the cell. I don't talk to you motherfuckers.
Okay, fair enough.
Jeff asks if he is under arrest. The officer answers that he's been detained and under arrest for robbery. This is a plot most detectives use in the interrogation room to instill fear in order to bring out the truth or bring out lies, as the case may be. This is called fishing. The officer reads the rights, and part of his rights is to remain silent, because anything he says can be used against him in a court of law. When asked after being read the rights, Jeff immediately goes to action by showing his right, which is to remain silent.
You've probably heard these before, haven't you? Does that make sense? Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? You understand?
He refused to say anything after being read his rights. That is so smart of him to understand his right to remain silent and say nothing and instead stand up and go back to his cell. Firstly, he was arrested and given warnings by the detective before the interrogation started. At the same time, the investigation started and yet the rights were not followed. What kind of violation is that? Jeff has the right not to answer any question. Notwithstanding, the officer kept fishing. He just wants to get him to say something incriminating.
You want a Coke?
Yeah.
You gonna be able to pop it open, or you need me to?
I need methadone.
You need methadone?
Yeah, you guys can get me that methadone or what?
I don't have any. Do you have medication for it, or a prescription for it? Or?
No.
What do you need methadone for?
Because I'm a fucking junkie and you guys, I can't get no methadone. I'm gonna go through withdrawal here in a minute.
Where do you usually get your methadone from?
I don't get it. I get heroin.
How long you been using heroin?
Long time, buddy.
10 years? 15 years?
I hardly been alive that long. What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night.
Maybe a confession to the alleged crime. Jeff knew straight away that the police officer was only trying to get a confession out of him to put him behind bars and not to help him. In some cases we've discussed here, we've seen the system is so bad and rotten, and because of that, most people who sees an officer knows that they don't care if the suspect did the offense or not. They just want to hold someone responsible for any crime at all costs.
You never cared about me.
Jeff wasn't ready to fall prey to their plans in this case, and immediately told the officer that he wasn't his friend at all.
Okay.
I've been through the system, buddy. I know how
I know
it
you
works.
have. I know you have,
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me. Or you're
No,
trying
I'm not trying to get
all
you.
you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not gonna get one.
Jeff.
I can't get no methadone. I'm gonna go through withdrawal here in a minute.
Where do you usually get your methadone from?
I don't get it. I get heroin.
How long you been using heroin?
Long time, buddy.
10 years? 15 years?
I hardly been alive that long. What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night. Look, here's the deal. Either you're in a bad set of circumstances or you went and committed an armed robbery last night.
Yeah,
All right?
I'm in a shitty, wrong place at the wrong time, obviously. I didn't commit no fucking armed robbery.
All right, then let's talk about this. Let's
I
not
don't have
keep
nothing.
up
I
the
don't talk
act.
to the police, man.
I think it's in your best interest to. Man.
How? I don't talk
you're
to the
sitting
police.
Here, okay.
I've been through the system, buddy. I know how
I know
it
you
works.
have. I know you have,
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me. Or you're
No,
trying
I'm
to,
not trying to get
all
you.
you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not gonna get one.
Jeff, I'm not going to get a confession out of you for nothing.
Exactly, because I
And
didn't
I'm
do
not trying to
nothing.
get a confession out of you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't commit no armed robbery, and y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go. All you did is find me sitting in my buddy's house because my fucking buddy's dog's going ape shit. I go outside, there are cops everywhere, and they spotlight me. They say, "Come here." I say, "What's up?" They search me. They ain't find
Hang on.
nothing. What's
Let
up?
me read this.
No,
before- Yes.
because I'm not gonna sign it.
You don't have to sign it. But let me read it for you. Okay?
I'm not signing nothing.
You don't have to sign it.
He's awful desperate.
Let me read it. You heard it earlier already. You've been through the system. You know it. It ain't going to change a thing. You're still sitting here. Warning as to your rights guaranteed by the Miranda decision of the Supreme Court of the United States.
You already read it to me earlier.
I know we did, but I'm going to read it to you again.
Thanks for the coat.
You're welcome. Before we ask any questions, you must understand what your rights are. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we question you and have him or her with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand the rights I've explained to you?
No.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what happened last night. Plain and simple. Your side of the story.
I'm not talking to you. I'm a lawyer.
All right. This is what I don't
told you this
understand.
was- I told you
I
this
know,
was
but
gonna
this is
happen.
what I don't understand,
What?
Jeff. You were sitting there talking. just like you were ready to sit here and tell me what happened last night, and then all of a sudden I read that to you, and you screw it, I ain't talking to you. I want a lawyer. I don't understand that. What changed?
Because I told you I already told you what happened.
You didn't.
How didn't I?
You didn't tell me what happened last night.
How didn't I just tell you what?
But now you've handcuffed me, and I can't talk to you because you asked for an attorney.
Lawyer.
So okay, that's fine. But I will tell you right now, you're still on a hold for a robbery.
I know. I don't know why I need a fucking lawyer because obviously I didn't do nothing, and obviously you guys know I didn't do nothing because I've been arrested for the same bullshit before, and you guys don't interview me this much. So, wham bam, thank you for the coke. Put me back in the cell. That's my home.
Jeff was held in police custody for almost an entire day. Have you ever been in that position where you were being interrogated, and you were read your rights and told that you have the right to remain silent? But the same police subtly let you know that you better start talking, or else your case would be made unnecessarily long and difficult. It's crazy, and we've treated cases like that on this channel. Jeff has read his rights again and immediately tells the officer he has nothing to say. When asked to talk again, he tells him that he already told him what happened last night. Most times, these detectives use this method of asking one question over and over and over to get you to say something they feel they want to hear you say. If Jeff says something a little bit incriminating, he would be looking at 10 years behind bars. This interrogators do not care if he is guilty or not. They just want to get Jeff to admit to their suspicion and close the case as soon as possible. They will tell you they want to help you, but most times that's not the case. Sometimes they make you feel as if they have something concrete and damning on you. But it's mostly not true. It's all the fishing tactics. Jeff responds by saying that he is not signing anything after being told about his rights. Jeff simply understood what he was told and wrote on it again.
What's that?
Just fuck with it. All right. I know we did this twice, but I gotta do it again every time, okay? Before asking you questions, I gotta read your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we question you. Have him with you during questioning. You cannot afford to hire a lawyer. You don't want one. A lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer, you still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You understand that? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and sign there. Let me take your jacket off.
Look, I'm not signing nothing.
Okay, you don't have to sign anything. You understand your rights, though, right?
Yeah.
That's all I need. A verbal yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here. The officer stood to remove the handcuffs from Jeff's hands. Jeff actually begins the investigation after being asked by the police officer what he wants to talk about. Instead of talking about himself, he shifts the interrogation to the police officer.
When's this coke gonna be here? Or is that just a fairy tale?
It's coming. He's getting it right now. He'll be here in about 2 minutes. He has to walk to the soda machine. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I need to know what this DOC or PNP hold is. What's that about?
It's with your parole.
What does that mean?
Basically, they put a parole violation on you.
They put a violation on me? So I had this before? Or what?
No. I got you violated.
You did?
Yeah.
For what?
For armed robbery.
I ain't been charged with armed robbery.
Maybe.
Right?
Well, I'm charged with armed robbery
Yeah.
and possession of a firearm.
You on?
Yeah.
I thought I got PFI on that.
You did. You know what PFI means, right?
Pending further investigation?
Basically what that means is, because there's no prosecutor on the weekends, I PFI you. Monday morning I call a prosecutor, and we write the case, and then we get a warrant for you for armed robbery. It tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Aaron, I talked to Becky,
Yeah.
got their statements.
Well, they made statements? What
Yeah,
did they
their
say?
statements. Basically, I just talked, because when Officer Hawkins arrested you, he told you that you told him that you lived there.
I didn't say I
Or you were
lived
staying
there.
there.
I just said I stayed there that night.
Had you been there during the night?
Yeah.
Did Aaron know you were there?
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah. I mean, he might have been asleep, but that's where I was staying that
What
night.
time did you get there?
No. You know what? I'm not answering any questions. This is bullshit.
I'm happy to help you out.
You can't help me, man.
Well, I can't. But
Can I have my BodyCam, please?
just finish your coat first.
I don't get why I don't.
Well, here's what the deal is. I have enough evidence
Like what?
of your armed robbery, okay? But, you know, if you're saying you didn't do it, you need to give me your side of the story.
The police officer tells Jeff that he has enough evidence of the armed robbery, but if he say he didn't do it, he should give his side of the story. This is all fishing tactics. Jeff Pearson's legendary police interrogation offers profound lessons for everyone. Here are 10 key takeaways. 1. Know your rights. Jeff's unwavering assertion of his legal rights, such as refusing to answer questions without a lawyer present, underscores the importance of understanding and exercising one's constitutional protections. 2. Stay composed under pressure. Despite the high-stress environment, Jeff maintained his composure, demonstrating that staying calm can prevent self-incrimination and help navigate challenging situations effectively. 3. Avoid self-incrimination. By choosing silence over potentially damaging statements, Jeff exemplified the power of not providing information that could be used against oneself. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.